Success is not built in the spotlight. It's built in the shadows, in the quiet hours before the world wakes up, in the long nights when no one is clapping for you. The truth is simple but uncomfortable. If you don't build yourself quietly, you will collapse loudly. Most people crave attention. They want applause before they've earned it. They announce their plans before they've taken the first step. But real transformation doesn't need an audience. It needs discipline, consistency, and silence. Because greatness doesn't grow in noise, it grows in focus. You see, success doesn't start when people notice you. It starts when you notice yourself, when you choose to work when it's inconvenient, to practice when no one's watching, to learn when others are scrolling. Every quiet decision you make in private shapes the future that will one day speak for you in public. One day, the world will see your results. They'll call you lucky. They'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know. You built it quietly, moment by moment, habit by habit, day by day. In this message, we'll talk about 6 quiet ways to build yourself. 6 disciplines that require no recognition, no noise, and no audience, only your commitment. Master these 6, and your success will speak so loudly that you'll never need to. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward noise. It rewards results, and results are born in silence. Part 1, master the morning in silence. The morning is the foundation of your entire day. Every winter begins at dawn. The way you wake up, the way you spend those first quiet hours while the world still sleeps, that is a declaration of who you are becoming. Success doesn't begin with money, fame, or opportunity. It begins with a morning lived with intention. While most people wake up and immediately drown in notifications, messages, emails, and other people's problems, the disciplined ones choose silence. They know the morning is sacred, a time when the mind is clear and the first choices you make shape everything that follows. When you learn to master your morning, you're not just controlling time, you're mastering yourself. Because morning isn't simply a time of day, it's a state of mind. Each time you wake, you stand at a crossroads. Will you let the world lead you, or will you lead yourself? Look closely. Most extraordinary achievers share one thing in common. They treasure the morning, not because they were born morning people, but because they understand the value of quiet preparation. While the world still sleeps, they read, they write, they train, they plan. They plant seeds in the dark to harvest in the light. The morning is a time of exclusivity. No one is competing with you. No one is interrupting you. The only sounds are your heartbeat and your thoughts. It's the moment you meet yourself again, not your roles, not your titles, but the real you, simply trying to be a little better than yesterday. To master the morning, you don't need complex rituals. You need 3 things: clear intention, small actions, and consistent repetition. First, wake up with purpose. Not just early, but intentionally at the time you've set aside for yourself. When the world is quiet, your mind is undisturbed, and your energy is undivided. That's when inner power awakens. Even 30 extra minutes can change everything. Next, begin your day in stillness. Don't rush to your phone. Sit down, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your mind return to the present. That stillness is mental fuel. It allows you to see your goals more clearly, hear your inner voice more distinctly, and feel what truly matters. Then, write down your plan for the day. 1 sheet of paper, 1 pen, a few lines enough to set the foundation. Identify the 3 most important tasks you must accomplish and prioritize them. A plan allows you to lead your day instead of reacting to it. When you know what you'll do, distractions lose their power. After that, move your body. Even 10 to 15 minutes a walk, a few stretches, a short workout, and your body will respond immediately. When your body moves, your mind moves with it. Energy is born from action, not waiting. Never underestimate these small steps. 5 minutes of reflection, 10 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of movement together, they don't just transform a morning, they transform a life. Because success isn't a leap, it's the accumulation of small, intentional actions. Of course, there will be mornings when you want to sleep in, skip the routine, or whisper, "I'll do it tomorrow." But those are the mornings that test you. You're not fighting the world, you're conquering yourself. Each time you overcome laziness, you strengthen discipline, adding one more brick to the foundation of your future. Remember, no one sees you at 5 a.m. No one applauds you for reading or meditating before sunrise. But one day, when results begin to bloom, when you're calmer, sharper, more effective, the world will wonder, "What's your secret?" And you'll smile, knowing the answer isn't luck or magic, but those silent mornings when no one was watching. Every morning is a chance to rewrite your story. Waste it, and you hand the pen to someone else. Master it, and you hold the pen that writes your destiny. So, tomorrow when the alarm rings, don't silence it. Remember why you started. Remember that the morning isn't just the start of the day, it's the beginning of a better version of you. Rise, sit in silence, breathe deeply, write your goals, move your body, and as the first light of dawn touches your face, let your mind shine with it. No one needs to know. No one needs to witness it. Because all greatness begins where no one is watching. Mastering the morning doesn't just help you do more, it helps you become more. It's a ritual of discipline, a personal promise that says, "I will not let the world dictate my rhythm. I will set it myself." And when you master the morning, you begin to master life itself. Because the one who controls the beginning will always shape the ending. And from those quiet mornings, we move to the second habit. Learning silently every day to nourish the mind and expand the limits of who you can become. Part 2. Learn every day in silence. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And right there lies the secret to every lasting success, continuous learning done quietly every single day. The modern world makes people believe success comes from luck or natural talent. But in truth, the difference between those who stop and those who go far lies in how they learn and how they grow themselves each day. Successful people don't wait for knowledge to be handed to them. They seek it, absorb it, and apply it. Here's the strange thing. Most people stop learning once they leave school. They think a diploma is the finish line, not realizing it's only the ticket to the real journey, the journey of self-education. Because school teaches you how to survive, but life demands you learn how to thrive. Every day, dedicate a slice of time to feed your mind just as you recharge your body. 20 pages of a book, 15 minutes of a podcast, 10 minutes of a talk, or even 5 minutes jotting down what you've learned small. Consistent doses that will transform you into a different person within a year. Daily learning isn't a chore. It's the quiet habit of people who think long term. It doesn't need to be flashy. It doesn't need to be public. It doesn't need to be announced. It only needs repetition, silent, steady, and persistent. Think about this. If you read 20 pages a day, by the end of the year, you'll have read more than 7,000 pages, roughly 25 books. That's 25 expansions of your perspective, 25 conversations with history's greatest minds, 25 new sets of ideas, insights, and mental tools. No applause, no witnesses, just quiet, consistent growth. Learning every day is an investment in yourself, the only investment that never loses value. Because once knowledge becomes yours, no one can take it away. It is the foundation of confidence, the flame of creativity, and the weapon you use to face a changing world. But remember, knowledge alone is potential. It only becomes power when you put it into action. Reading without application is like storing fuel without ever igniting it. So each time you learn something new, find a way to practice it immediately. If you read about goal setting, write down your goals today. If you study discipline, start building one small habit now. If you learn about finance, begin tracking your expenses or saving. Learning without doing makes you informed, not transformed. One of the most powerful habits of successful people is turning knowledge into action. They don't just read to know, they read to live. Every new idea is a tool. Every book is a step. Every lesson is a brick in the structure they're building. And here's the key, you don't have to be great right away. Daily learning isn't about proving you're smart, it's about becoming smarter than you were yesterday. Every page you read is one more brick laid in the foundation of your future. Slow progress is still progress. And 1% better each day compounds into a life that looks nothing like the one you started with. Don't wait for motivation to study. Don't wait for someone to push you. Inspiration comes and goes, but learning discipline lasts forever. Turn learning into a daily ritual like brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, or breathing. Read in the morning to awaken your mind. Listen while driving or walking. Write down what you've learned in the evening. These small habits, when repeated long enough, open big doors. When you study in silence, you're preparing in the dark. And one day, your results will shine in public. Others will call you lucky, but you'll know the truth. It's the reward for those quiet hours when you chose learning over scrolling, reading over complaining, growth over procrastination. The world may change every day. Technology may replace jobs, but nothing can replace a person who knows how to learn. New knowledge keeps you adaptable, creative, and ahead of the curve. Curiosity, the hunger to learn, is what separates the leader from the follower. And when you read, read selectively. Not everything deserves space in your mind. Just as you choose the right food for your body, choose the right knowledge for your soul. Read what nourishes your intellect, expands your awareness, and helps you become a better version of yourself. Read to understand life. Read to understand others. Read to understand yourself. And learn to act to turn theory into practice, potential into results. Truly successful people never need to tell you they're learning. You can see it in the way they live, the way they speak, the way they decide. Their confidence doesn't come from praise, it comes from knowledge earned in quiet consistency. Learning in silence is not about hiding, it's about building inner strength, a strength invisible to others until it manifests in undeniable results. Today, pick a book, read 10 pages, write down one idea, apply one action, then repeat tomorrow. Keep repeating long enough, and you'll no longer be the same person. Because learning every day doesn't just change your mind, it changes your destiny. And when your mind has been nourished, the next thing you must protect is your energy and focus, because they are the fuel that powers all action and progress. Part 3, protect your energy and focus. The modern world is like a storm of information constantly swirling around us. Noise comes from everywhere, vibrating phones, flashing notifications, endless news, social media, meaningless conversations, and invisible worries. If you don't intentionally protect your energy and focus, the world will quietly drain them away without you even realizing it. Energy is your asset, and focus is the art of using it. You may have talent, dreams, and plans, but without energy and focus, all of it remains unrealized potential. Energy is the fuel of action, and focus is the steering wheel that gives it direction. Without them, you're moving but not progressing. Each morning when you wake up, you're given a limited amount of energy, like a bank account with a fixed balance. Every decision, every thought, every worry makes a withdrawal. If you don't spend it wisely, by midday your mind will feel exhausted without knowing why. The first truth you must understand is this: not everything deserves your attention. Not everyone needs an immediate response. Not every headline deserves to be read. Not every conversation brings you closer to your goal. Every time you say yes to something trivial, you're saying no to what truly matters. Protecting your energy begins with learning to say no. Say no to unnecessary gatherings. Say no to mindless scrolling. Say no to negative people and conversations that revolve around blame and complaint. You don't have to be rude, just clear. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. Next, declutter your physical and mental space. A messy desk is a reflection of a cluttered mind. Clean not only your surroundings, but also your mental environment. Remove distractions. Keep what sharpens you. A tidy room, a clear task list, a structured schedule, these are simple tools that help you reclaim control of your attention. Then, manage your energy like a wise investor. Your peak energy doesn't last all day. It comes in short golden hours, often in the morning or early afternoon. Use those hours for your most important work. Don't waste them replying to messages or checking emails. Reserve your strongest energy for actions that create real value. Remember, physical and mental energy are deeply connected. Getting enough sleep, eating clean, and exercising regularly aren't just about health or appearance, they're about maintaining clarity, creativity, and resilience. When the body is weak, the mind loses willpower. When the mind is chaotic, the body struggles to recover. Protecting your energy begins with taking care of your body. Another priceless habit: disconnect regularly. Give yourself time away from screens, notifications, and noise. Sometimes the fastest way to recharge isn't doing more, it's stopping. An afternoon without your phone, a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, or just 15 minutes of deep breathing, these aren't laziness, they're mental maintenance. Let's be honest, you can't focus if you're drained. You can't create if you're surrounded by negativity. You can't win if your energy is leaking into trivial things. Success requires focus, and focus can only emerge from a calm mind. Focus is the defining skill of the distracted age. While most people scatter their attention across 1,000 things, the one who knows how to focus stands apart. They get more done, think more deeply, and live more intentionally. That focus becomes their greatest advantage. To train your focus, start simple, do one thing at a time. Don't fall for the illusion of multitasking. The human brain isn't built to process multiple streams of thought simultaneously. Every time you switch tasks, you lose seconds of mental energy, and over a day, those seconds add up to hours of lost concentration. Choose one task, give it your full attention, and complete it before moving on. That's how you train the muscle of focus. Like the body, the mind grows stronger through disciplined practice. Finally, observe what drains your energy and remove it. Some people leave you exhausted after 5 minutes of conversation. Some habits leave you empty after you've done them. Identify them, write them down, and gradually eliminate them. Everything you keep in your life carries energy. It either nourishes you or drains you. Protecting your energy and focus isn't about isolation, it's about discernment. You can't control the world, but you can control what you allow into your mind. And when you do, your life becomes clearer, more effective, and infinitely more powerful. Remember, the exhausted cannot inspire. The distracted cannot create greatness. Be the calm one in the storm. Be the guardian of your own energy, your most valuable treasure. In the end, success isn't about how much you do, but how long you can sustain your energy and focus. Nourish your energy, guard your mind, direct your attention toward what truly matters. When you master your energy and focus, you'll master everything else. And once your inner energy is protected, the next step is learning to transform it into action through small, steady, quiet steps that turn potential into real results. Part 4, small, consistent, and persistent actions. There's a simple truth most people don't want to hear. Success doesn't come from explosive moments. It comes from small, quiet actions repeated every single day. It's not one big decision that changes your life, but hundreds of small ones you stay committed to, even when no one's watching. The modern world worships speed. People love to hear about overnight success stories, but they never see the thousands of nights that person spent working alone, without applause, without spotlight. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is a few small errors repeated every day. Once you truly understand this, your view of progress will change forever. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of small, consistent, and persistent actions. Picture a seed. When you plant it, nothing seems to happen that first day. No one congratulates you for planting it. But beneath the soil, life is stirring, roots are spreading, the earth is shifting, potential is accumulating. And one day, when conditions are right, the sprout breaks through. It's not magic, it's the reward of quiet, unseen nurturing. Life works the same way. The small actions you take today may not show immediate results, but they're shaping who you're becoming. 10 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of exercise, 5 minutes rewriting your goals, a simple thank you, a decision not to procrastinate. Tiny steps, but repeated long enough, they create unstoppable momentum. Most people fail not because they don't know what to do, but because they don't stay patient long enough to see results. They crave instant rewards. They want applause too soon. But perseverance never pays instantly. It only rewards those who trust the process. Remember the law of accumulation? If you improve by just 1% each day, by the end of a year you'll be nearly 38 times better. But if you decline by 1% each day, after a year, there's almost nothing left. The difference isn't in the size of your actions, it's in your consistency. Consistency beats intensity. 1 hour of focused work every day outperforms 10 hours of scattered effort. A short morning workout done daily creates more change than an intense week at the gym, followed by a month of neglect. Success doesn't demand perfection, it only asks that you show up every day. Never underestimate the power of small things. They are the true foundation of greatness. The author of a best-selling book didn't write it overnight. He wrote one page, then another and another. The wealthy person didn't earn millions in a day. They saved, invested, and learned bit by bit. The person with inner calm didn't achieve enlightenment. In an instant, they practiced patience, release, and self-observation day after day. You don't change your life with one deep breath. You change it through thousands of disciplined breaths. Start small, but start today. If you want to write for 10 minutes. If you want to learn, read 5 pages. If you want to get fit, walk 1 kilometer. If you want to invest, start with a small amount. Don't wait until everything is perfect to act. Action itself creates perfection. The truth is, you won't see progress in the first few days. You may feel discouraged, but don't let temporary emotions destroy permanent habits. Think of the difference between a farmer and a fruit picker. The farmer knows planting today brings fruit in a future season. He doesn't stand waiting for the seed to sprout. He keeps planting, watering, and believing. You must carry that same spirit act even when no one notices. Because those who act in silence let their results speak for them. Make a list of small actions that move you closer to your goals: reading, writing, exercising, learning, saving, or simply maintaining a disciplined sleep schedule. Choose a few and commit to repeating them daily. Track your progress. Mark your calendar each time you complete a task. Every check mark is proof that you kept your promise to yourself. And when you look back at a long chain of unbroken days, you'll see the true power of accumulation. Success doesn't require speed. It requires rhythm, like a heartbeat, steady, consistent, unshaken. The sprinter tires quickly, but the marathoner finishes the race. And remember, persistence isn't doing something forever. It's continuing even when you don't feel like it. On the days you're tired, lazy, or unmotivated, if you still choose to do one small thing, you're building the character of the unstoppable. No one can stop the person who acts consistently. A gentle stream can carve through stone not because of strength, but because of persistence. So choose action over waiting. Choose endurance over impulse. Choose progress, even one small step at a time. Because in the game of time, the consistent always defeat the impatient. Let each day be a brick, one action, one commitment, one step toward your dream. And when you look back, you'll see you've built a castle quietly, steadily, without noise or show. Because in the end, success is never born from bursts of intensity, but from small, unbroken steps that never stop moving forward. And once you've mastered the art of steady action, the next thing to develop is the ability to pause and reflect, because only through reflection can you truly grow from all that you've done. Part 5. Reflection and daily journaling. In a world that moves too fast, where people are constantly chasing things outside themselves, work, money, recognition, the most vital skill for not losing your way is the ability to pause and look within. And the simplest yet most powerful tool to do that is journaling. A day without reflection is a day not truly lived. Reflection isn't just recalling the past, it's the process of transforming experience into wisdom. Writing allows us to look at ourselves honestly, to recognize what works, what needs change, and what truly matters. A journal isn't a book for grand ideas. It's a space where you have an honest conversation with yourself, where you drop all social roles and listen to your inner voice. Your writing doesn't need to be eloquent, grammatically correct, or polished. It only needs to be real. Think about it. Each day you experience dozens of situations, hundreds of thoughts, and thousands of emotions. Without recording them, they slip away like sand through your fingers. But when you write, you preserve meaning. You turn experience into lessons, moments into insights, and life into a guided journey. Journaling slows down the world just enough for you to understand it. In the quiet flow of ink, you can finally see what you couldn't amidst the noise, the real reason for your stress, the things that bring you joy, or the goals you've quietly abandoned. Journaling doesn't need to be complicated. Just 10 minutes a day. Sit down, silence your phone, take a deep breath, and ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I learn today? What am I grateful for? Where can I do better tomorrow? These 3 small questions open 3 great doors to inner wisdom. When you ask, what did I learn today? You train your mind to find meaning in everything that happens. No day is ordinary anymore because each one carries a lesson, however small. You begin to see that failure isn't a mistake, it's data. Everything that happens has value if you're willing to learn from it. When you ask, what am I grateful for? You shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude is the energy that heals and renews the soul. It reminds you that no matter how hard today feels, there's still something worth appreciating: a person who cares, a good meal, a chance to try again. And when you ask, where can I do better tomorrow? You're not judging yourself, you're upgrading yourself. You learn to observe without criticizing, to evaluate without tearing down. That's the spirit of growth, not perfection, but progress. Daily journaling is like polishing the mirror of your mind. At first it's cloudy, but with each entry it becomes clearer. You start to see how you think, how you react, and how you face the world. When you understand yourself, you're no longer swayed by the opinions of others. The habit of journaling also cultivates self-awareness, the foundation of all personal success. Without it, people live in reaction, not intention. They chase instead of led. But those who understand themselves are unshakable. They know where they're going, why they're going, and who they're becoming. Create a sacred moment each day. Sit down with pen and paper. No social media, no noise, no pressure, just you and your thoughts spilling freely. Sometimes you'll write things that surprise you because deep down, you've always known the answers, you just hadn't listened long enough. And don't only write about what went wrong, write about what you did right. Celebrate yourself when you kept your promise, stayed disciplined, or gave your best. Self-respect is the root of confidence. See your journal as a map of the soul. Each page marks a milestone on your journey of growth. When you read your entries from 6 months ago, you'll see how far you've come, how you no longer react the same way, no longer fear what once scared you, no longer feel lost like before. You'll feel grateful for the person who kept showing up, writing, learning, and growing. There's a subtle power in writing by hand. It forces your thoughts to slow down, to become clear and deliberate. You turn emotions into words, and that very process calms and clarifies the mind. Writing is therapy. It heals the unspoken, helps you release what you no longer need, and preserves what truly matters. Journaling isn't an art form, it's an act of discipline. Just as exercise strengthens the body, writing strengthens the soul. The more you do it, the stronger you become from within. So don't let a day pass without reflection. Don't let experience fade without leaving wisdom behind. Take 10 minutes each evening just for yourself. Write 3 lines, 1 for gratitude, 1 for learning, 1 for growth. Then close your notebook with a smile, knowing you've taken another step toward mastering yourself. One day, when you reread those pages, you won't just see words, you'll see evidence of your evolution. Because the one who reflects is the one who keeps moving forward. And as your mind grows clearer with each written page, the next step in your personal journey is to expand your environment, to surround yourself with excellent people who will become mirrors and sources of inspiration for your next leap forward. Part 6. Surround yourself with excellent people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That simple line carries one of the most profound truths in personal growth. No one truly evolves in isolation. We are shaped by our environment and by the people who surround us. The people you choose to walk with will directly influence your thinking, your habits, your emotions, and ultimately, your results. If you're near people with vision, you'll start to think bigger. If you're around disciplined people, you'll become more serious about your own goals. But if you spend your days among complainers, cynics, and the unmotivated, you will slowly become like them, even if you never intended to. Human beings absorb social energy. We're influenced by how others speak, act, and see the world. That's why your environment is the invisible mold shaping your future. If that mold is wide, you'll expand. If it's narrow, you'll shrink. So take an honest look. Who's in your circle of influence? Who do you talk to most often? What do your conversations revolve around ideas, plans, or complaints? Do these people help you move forward or hold you back? Here's a hard truth. To become excellent, you'll have to leave some relationships behind. Not because you're arrogant or cold, but because you're choosing to prioritize growth. You can't climb a mountain while clinging to those who insist on staying at its base. Start by seeking out people who inspire you, those who, just by speaking with them, make you want to become a better version of yourself. It might be a like-minded friend, a mentor, a driven colleague, or even an author whose words guide you every morning. A mentor doesn't just give you knowledge, they give you vision and standards. They've already walked the paths you're about to take. They've paid the price through experience, so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes. Find them, listen to them, be grateful for them. At the same time, intentionally build a community of learners, a small group of people who share your goals, your discipline, and your hunger for growth. That's one of the most powerful environments you can create. When you're surrounded by people who are moving forward, you won't need constant motivation. Their momentum will carry you with them. You don't have to compete, you just have to grow together. But for that environment to stay healthy, you must also add value. Be the one who spreads positivity, who shares lessons, who lifts others when they stumble. Excellence isn't just about receiving good influence, it's about becoming good influence. On the other hand, learn to protect yourself from negative energy. Chronic complainers, blamers, and critics are energy vampires. Spend too much time around them, and you'll feel drained, irritable, and doubtful. Don't let your kindness become an open door for toxicity. Close it with boundaries. Of course, you can't avoid all negative people, but you can limit their impact. Just as you can't stop dust from floating in the air, you can choose to breathe where the air is cleaner. Remember, excellence is contagious. When you're surrounded by driven people, your standards rise naturally. When you hear them discuss ideas, goals, and habits, your own mind expands. When you see them stay disciplined day after day, you'll stop tolerating your own excuses. Seek out people who make you feel like you need to be better, not from competition, but from inspiration. Not out of pressure, but out of the belief that you can rise too. And if you don't yet have that environment, build it. Start with books written by great minds. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, or join learning communities online. Each time you connect with positive thinking, you're expanding your mental ecosystem. Your environment isn't just where you live. It's the fuel for your mind. Like a seed you can't grow in barren soil. Choose your soil, choose your people, choose your environment. Because no matter how strong a seed is, it will wither if planted in toxic ground. Life is a process of continuous selection, choosing who to listen to, who to walk with, who to learn from, and every one of those choices shapes your direction. Remember, no one succeeds alone. Behind every great person stands a network of excellence, mentors, friends, and partners, those who lifted them when they stumbled, challenged them when they grew comfortable, and reignited their hunger when it faded. So, surround yourself with people who make you grow, not people who make you comfortable. Seek those who raise your standards, not those who lower them to make you feel safe. And don't forget, you are also influencing others. Be the one who inspires, uplifts, and exemplifies discipline, courage, and vision. Be the excellent person in someone else's circle. Because when you elevate yourself, you don't just transform your own life, you transform the environment around you. Surrounding yourself with excellence isn't just a strategy for success, it's a commitment to live by your highest values. And once you stay in that environment long enough, you'll never tolerate mediocrity again. Step out of spaces that make you smaller and step into those that challenge you to grow. And once you've learned to surround yourself with excellence, your journey of self-mastery doesn't end, because ultimately, you through discipline, learning, and the right environment will become the living proof of the philosophy. Build yourself quietly, a truth the world will witness through your results. Conclusion: success is the result of silent discipline. True success doesn't come from luck, it comes from quiet discipline, repeated every single day. These 6 habits aren't secret formulas or mystical shortcuts. They are simple, consistent, and silent actions practiced by successful people for years. No one applauds when you wake up early. No one notices when you read a few pages of a book. No one sees when you turn down pointless distractions to stay focused on your work. Yet those are the very moments when you're quietly building yourself. And when the results finally appear, the world will call you lucky. They won't realize that luck only smiles on those who are prepared. Life will always be filled with noise, temptation, and distraction. But the disciplined know that silence is the environment where growth happens. While others talk, they act. While others wait, they move. While others seek recognition, they seek progress. So begin small, but consistent. Begin quietly, but firmly. Begin not when it's perfect, but when it's honest. Start small, start quietly, start today. Because the silence of today will become the echo of tomorrow. And when you truly understand that discipline is the foundation of all success, return and review these 6 principles for each one as a brick in the foundation of your life.